Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to this new appointment with the morning briefing, and happy start of the week to all. So let's do a recap of what happened. In short, it came Friday, essentially a bullish day that brought prices close to important resistances, except for a slight change at this morning's opening. When at the moment, prices are slightly retreating. Let's say that the main trend in the USA remains essentially bullish. In my opinion, even better, the Europeans are also consistently on the rise. So it's definitely a situation to monitor in Europe as well, because trading is also done on European futures. There. Let's say we can frame this wave of increase. Thank you. In the wake of the trade deals, well, it is. The Americans are on the right track, and on the path to peace regarding the war in Ukraine. So certainly these are two themes that are driving the stock markets upwards. From a macroeconomic point of view, we had the farm report on Friday for Oros. That was absolutely good, so we can add this as another piece. And to this, I would also add the quarterly reports. By now, about 70% of companies have reported their quarterly results. It's true that they refer to the first quarter, so before Trump's inauguration and everything that it entailed. However, they are certainly good quarterly results with the closing of the quarterlies. Obviously, corporate buybacks returned, so much so that it is estimated there should be about 1.14 trillion in mobile buybacks. In short, for the magnificent, so imagine the amount of money that will be poured into the market every day. We're talking about 5 to 6 billion a day. In short, spread over the period during which these companies will conduct buybacks on their shares. So this certainly makes the market more robust and, in short, definitely more bullish. What to say? Last night, in short, OPEC decided on an increase in production in June. This has led to, in short, a significant loss in oil. It lost about 4% then afterwards. In short, we will analyze it in detail and then take another look at the dollar. Yen, in short, which has reached a level that, in short, is important, which could trigger, in short, new volatility in the market. Then we'll look at it in detail. Perfect. I said in short, I made this brief. In short, a longer introduction, because in short, it's Monday, so we need to be ready and have a broader picture for the week. Let's go into detail as we usually do, starting with the Nasdaq. At the moment, the Nasdaq is working a little bit. As we were saying, it probably also has consequences for some portfolio adjustments due to this drop in oil, which has certainly caused a little bit widespread sales. In short, at the moment, it is stabilizing. In short, shortly after the opening of the European markets, it is working within the levels of BC3, in the area of BC3 levels. In short formed, if this morning we will see if they hold, probably in short, maybe there will be a slight dip right at these levels here of 19. No, maybe in that context below 20,000 it can absolutely stay, unless then maybe it can recover the price. The upward direction I expect, in short, a continuation of the movement, unless in short maybe a new scenarios, new news arrives which could change this situation. Let's obviously move on to ES, which is obviously in a similar situation. It's working 5.6 pound 70 right above those levels of 5.660 that we have monitored several times as a break, which it had broken, made an upward movement, then moved on to the consequences. of this negative opening of oil. Due to the cut by OPEC for the increase in production, by OPEC, it caused this. However, I repeat, I believe that we should essentially continue upwards because, in short, the situation at a global level is. In short, it seems to have improved, and therefore, in short, I see it more positively as upward. How to frame, in short, the thanks. The day, unless something comes to the market that can change the movement. The levels to monitor are these here. I would monitor this area between R and D. We redefine modern, we look for these. Okay. We find ourselves at a moment, in short, working a little under SD1. So we monitor SD1, obviously to not re-enter, upwards with this BC3 level regarding S, upwards. Obviously, we are currently monitoring HW, which seems to me to be done at Aspati waters, obviously, for a possible test of the highs recorded on Friday. So we monitor this area here, which could also perhaps unfold a day from Regio, maybe with some downward smudges only to recover later. Okay, look at these. Let's move on to the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, which is currently near the 41,000 area, is important to keep an eye on, so we monitor it closely. At 41,000 upwards, we obviously monitor 41,500 for potential attacks in the 42,000 area. Downwards, a break of 41,000 as a round number could certainly bring prices to this BC3 level, which is quite evident and corresponds to this entire massified zone. So we absolutely monitor in case of a break of 41,000. The Russell, which has settled at the 2,000 mark. So, as we've said multiple times, it's important to hold that level. But at this moment, it was recovered with good momentum on Friday, and now it's working above it. Probably a test. So, holding this area could provide a new upward push. The break could certainly lead prices, just like for the Dow Jones, to retest the 1980 area. Certainly. Okay, let's look at oil. Let's look first. The DAX, which this morning is continuing to push upwards, is working well. It's working above 23, so with good momentum upward, even though it opened a little lower. It held. This morning, the closure of Asian markets, and then took the upward direction with the opening. A nice upward push, as we were saying. In short, Europe is even more robust compared to the United States. Okay, let's look, as we were saying, the oil. Here it is. It has given, in short, this nice hit last night. In short, at the moment, it has settled on the area between SD1 and SD2. In short, that I calculated. At the moment they are recovering. They were working above HV. So probably there's a bit of recovery that could. This was the level to recover. In short, there could also be a test of the 57.80 area. Why not, as it represents this whole minimum here? Then perhaps a possible closure of the gap could also happen before resuming. Probably in a bearish direction. From a technical point of view, this could happen, but the scenario is quite clear. As for oil, it is quite descending. Also, with the addition of this cut, with this increase in production by OPEC, obviously, the situation becomes even more burdensome. We have waves, in short, that if we were to look at a broader chart like the daily one, here it is. In short, we have scenarios that could bring prices even to the 48.50 area. In short, if we go, well, I have to make a chart. Maybe I'll show it to you in the coming days, but in short, the situation is quite clear. In short, we are supported at important levels. The break of certain levels could give a third bearish push that could bring prices, as I mentioned before, into the area between 48 and 50, so another $10-15 of decline. Obviously, with calm and due caution, these are scenarios to consider. Let's also look at gold. In short, at the moment it has recovered. It has settled right on 3,220, 3,230, which was the area we pointed out on Friday. It has recovered. In short, it descended, returned to retest from above, and found a bit of upward momentum. It is testing these levels at these lows here, so a break of this area here of 3,290, 3,300 could easily bring prices back to the 3,330 area. Certainly, so this is the area to monitor. In short, all these lows here on the downside, obviously. Instead, we monitor this area between 32 and 40, roughly 32, and 40, 32, and 30. This is the area to monitor on the downside as far as they are concerned. SPX. In short, we have it here. I showed the chart I made, in short, also for NQ and EASE. In short, there were these waves. Let's see if then, in short, this pattern will complete with a push that could take prices significantly higher. So, let's monitor this chart that we have prepared and shown in chat already. On Friday, let's take a look at Bitcoin, which at the moment, in short, it has also lost a little. It will be, in short, during the weekend. So it had attempted an attack on the 97-98 area to then possibly dive to 100,000, but it didn't make it. It broke downwards again in the area 95, and the price continues to decline. It hit a low at 93.6, 93.5 and 50 more or less, then recovered up to 94.7, and now it is resting on this PV here. So this is what to monitor for potential recoveries of. Area 95.5. If it doesn't recover this level, obviously there could easily be a downward test of even lower levels. I wanted to show you also the chart of dollar yen, as I was saying. In short, this is a daily chart of dollar yen. And indeed, this is a very important level. A break of the 140 area could indeed bring enormous volatility to the market due to a whole series of carry trades to be unwound, which could indeed lead one to a debacle of the dollar. So let's monitor this level, because a break of 140 could bring enormous volatility to the market. Even in the stock markets, I don't know how. Then how can they, what exactly could be the repositioning reactions of major players? But certainly the break of this level, I put this nice line, the break of this level will surely lead to very violent and volatile movements, in my opinion. Perfect. Notice we have reached the end of this morning briefing. As always, I invite you to leave a like on the video, follow me on social media, and we'll catch up later in the chat. Thank you all for your attention.